There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the Hasbro PulseCon reveals. Is it HasCon? PulseCon. There's a lot of cons going on. You hear that? Something quite subliminal there. There's a lot of Hasbro cons going on. But there's some good stuff in there. So let's rank least hype to most hype. First of all, the least hype. That has got to be the Captains America's plurals 2-pack with Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers. Now, look, I know a lot of people want Endgame Steve Rogers, and that's cool. I get that, totally. But not a lot of people need another Sam Wilson because we just got Sam Wilson with the single release. What was that? Oh. It was Iron Man falling off the shelf. Don't worry. One thing I will say about Hasbro Marvel Legends, they're built to last. So yeah, that's just typical Hasbro. You know that there is a figure that people want. The Endgame Captain America is very hard to come by. A lot of people are after him. He's gone up in price. So Hasbro are like, don't worry, we'll give you another chance to buy it as long as you buy this other figure that chances are you probably have already. But don't worry, he's got an extra head. Wow, thanks. I cannot wait to throw that in my fodder box, said everyone who buys it. Myself not included because I don't buy MCU. Luckily, I don't buy MCU. This is the same as the X-Force 3-pack coming out with Domino, which is what people want, the copycat Domino, the classic 90s look. Yes, we want that. Richter, of course, absolutely we want Richter. And Cannonball, which we already have. And yes, he has legs this time, but still, you are just reselling us the same figure packed with other figures that you know we want. And granted, this isn't exactly late breaking news. We know how toy industry marketing works. This isn't a revelation, but still, kind of grinds my gears when it happens. So that was definitely the least hype reveal. Now we've got one that I'm really torn on, and that is the White Vision. Are you getting comfortable? That doesn't look comfortable. The white costume Vision is the West Coast Avengers Vision. Well, not exclusively West Coast Avengers, but that's what I will associate him with. And this is from a storyline type period of time where Vision was reformatted and kind of rebuilt. Very, very similar to WandaVision. I mean, different circumstances, but again, Vision was reconstructed, made all white, and I'm torn as to whether or not to get this because I'm starting to get out of being a completist, you know, and that's not a bad thing because it saves me a lot of money. But at the same time, I do have a pretty thorough West Coast Avengers collection, especially now that we've got Hercules and Tigra. I'm still missing Wonder Man, and that's kind of a tough one. But I think I will have to pick up white outfit Vision because he is quite iconic, and with the 90s sort of connection as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pick him up. What I'm not going to have to pick up, so less hype than Vision, is the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is just exactly the same as the Family Matters 3-pack Scarlet Witch, except that her arms and legs are a little more pink, as opposed to the more metallic, reddy pink kind of look. That's literally it. And if they had changed her hair or her face at all, I would have been tempted, because I'm not really a fan of the 3-pack Scarlet Witch. I think she's got a very mannequin look on her face, and her hair is so solid you can't really articulate her at all. So if they had made her a more dynamic design, I would have been really interested to pick her up. But with this, just a different shade of paint, nah, easy pass for me. Now a figure that I don't really think I have the knowledge to speak on necessarily, or the range of interest, and that is the new Winter Soldier. I think this is based on the flashback design from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier. But this is a very cool looking figure, and I know a lot of people don't like the old Winter Soldier design that we have from years and years ago, like 2016 or so was when we last got a Winter Soldier like that from the MCU. So I think MCU collectors are pretty hyped for this one. I think think it does look kind of cool. I don't need him for my collection, but I think people who want him, they'll be kind of happy with this one. Now we've got the animated figures, and this was a big kind of get hype moment for a lot of people, and I was kind of torn. I was a little bit ambivalent, really, because there are some things that look really cool. I love the fact that they are full on just plucking them straight out of the TV show. You've got Wolverine with the classic meme picture of Jean Grey with Cyclops there, and that's really fun. I love the big wide points he has on his mask. Like, that is classic 90s animated Wolverine. That's awesome. Same for Jubilee. She looks great. My only sort of caveat with those is because they're going to have this shell shaded. God, I can put my teeth in today. Because they have this cell shaded kind of look, they won't fit in with my 616 characters. So that's not a problem for me because I have these figures already. But I know it would be annoying if they do a Mystique, because I desperately need Mystique for my collection. And if they do a cell shaded Mystique, I'll be like, well, that's no good for me because she'll stick out like a sore thumb with the rest of the 616 characters. So this is a wave I can completely skip over because I spent so much money buying the Jim Lee set of X-Men. I don't need to buy those figures again. I don't need a subset section. I'm running out of space as it is, so that's an easy pass for me. But at the same time, I appreciate how pretty they look. And with the VHS style packaging as well, that's a really cool setup. So they look great. But yeah, for this guy, not for me. Now we got a peek of Charles Bronson, 20th anniversary Iron Man. And this looks fine, honestly. Although, interestingly, it kind of puts a mirror up to how the times they are changing, and not necessarily for the better, because this is recreating the original wave from 20 years ago. But it's kind of depressing, to be honest, because the whole sort of thing is they're giving like the stands, the diorama displays, but they're so crap compared to what they were 20 years ago, when, I don't know, I guess plastic was cheaper or something, because they actually had, back in the old days when I was a lad, we had actual proper dioramas. The Stark sign was a proper physical 3-dimensional sign. This is just cardboard. It's just a cardboard back. It's just part of the box, really. And that's kind of like, wow, are we in the darkest timeline? I don't know. But the figure, the sculpting is great. But again, it's just this. It's just this with a pointy mask. And I don't need that. I got this guy. I know the yellow is more comic accurate, but at the same time, I think the gold looks better. I think the yellow looks a bit plasticky, and I know they're made out of plastic, but still, it's nice when it doesn't look like it's made out of plastic. The head sculpt, I give big props for, because that is bang on Demon in a Bottle Tony Stark. It is full on Charles Bronson. Hey, I'm going out to make a suit of armor out of iron. Then I'm going to fix Emmett. I don't know if that's what he actually sounds like. I just know Charles Bronson from The Simpsons. But yeah, it looks fine. I won't pick it up. I'm picking up Captain America. I like that. I consider that an improvement, in my opinion, on the 80th anniversary one. I like the brighter colors. I like the head sculpt. So I'm happy to swap those over. But Iron Man, nah, I'll stick with the 80th anniversary. Then we had such a glimpse, just a blink and you miss it almost, reveal of Baron Zemo in box, made, like, good to go. I didn't understand how they didn't linger on it or spend any time with it. And I don't know, it kind of makes me think, like, are they playing with us? Were they trying to hide something? Was that not actually a real figure in a box? Was it just like a picture they were holding up? It's like, oh, yep, here he is. But what we could see for the split second they showed it looked terrific. It looks at the same packaging as the villain's wave. And he's perfect. He's perfect 90s Zemo. He will go straight in with the Thunderbolt. Pride of place there. I love the fur. He's got the fur on the shoulders, the fur on the boots, the toit mask. He just looks terrific. That was the Zemo I really wanted. I'm so glad I sold my modern Zemo just in time for them to announce this. This was a bit of providence on my part. I love the look of this guy. I cannot wait to add him to the collection. Then we get a big reveal, but it is just a more of an announcement of something that's going to happen, and that is Null. I was so happy to see Null announced because he is the biggest sort of big money player of the last year or 2 years, the biggest character to be introduced into the Marvel universe. And will he have, longevity? Will he still be around in 10 years? Who knows? But his initial story I thought was excellent. Really cool character, makes so much more mythos around the symbiotes. I love that. They really build and expand upon the legend of these characters, and Null is an awesome design. They've said he's going to be big. I don't know if he's a Bath or a Deluxe, but either way, that was a huge get hype moment for me. So, there I was. Oh wait, where's the lens? There. So there I was, just about to finish editing this video when I remembered that I had forgot about Despair. Or Despair, D apostrophe, however you pronounce it. I forgot about him. And that's actually kind of a hype one for me. Why? Because there was one comic in which he appeared and fought Ben Reilly. So therefore, I absolutely have to add Despair to my collection. So I think he's predominantly a Ghost Rider villain, maybe, or a Doctor Strange villain. Either way, he's mystical. But occasionally, Spider-Man can dabble in the mystical. And during the Clone Saga, Ben Reilly and the Black Cat had a run-in with this cat. Therefore, he's definitely going on the shelf. And finally, right before we went to press, so to speak, they announced the Iron Spider. And that is so cool. I'm kind of annoyed that I literally just got my Amazing Yamaguchi Iron Spider, because of course, if it weren't for the delays that we've had this year, I would have got him months ago and got more use out of him before Hasbro go, oh yeah, look, we've done one too. But I'm still happy to have him because he is beautiful. But still, I will definitely be buying the Marvel Legends one because just two pictures, just two render type pictures we have, they look really good. So I'm very hyped for that. So I don't know when we're going to see him, but when we do, he'll have the articulated legs. They look awesome. And the biggest thing for me is that gets me thinking, we could repurpose this into an actual decent Superior Spider-Man, and that would make me super happy. So even though it wasn't a fully realized figure, it was just a promo picture, that was my biggest get hype moment for the Hasbro Marvel Legends reveals. And folks, that is my take on what we saw from Hasbro Con Pulse Con Brocon, that's what we'll call it, from Hasbro Brocon. And there was some meh figures to some actual hey kind of things, but nothing that I was going goo bananas over. But still, it was a fun set of reveals. So guys, what did you think? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what we see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond and supporting the channel, you can by going over to patreon.com/display model behavior, just like these saviors of model behavior did. God bless you all. You can throw a few shekels my way. So folks, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep this. Oh, I made you jump. I'm sorry. Keep displaying model behavior.
Chill.
The Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer. Yeah. Least hype to most hype. What the Marvel Legends reveals were. I'm going to try that again. That whole thing was just a bit of a garbled mess.